All right, we're going to go ahead and call the regular City Commission meeting to order. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. All right, it must be an exciting night. We have a packed house and a bunch of people here in uniform, so that tells me we have a lot going on tonight. So let's start with roll call.
Benson.
Here.
Brunig.
Here.
Johnson.
Present.
Maibaum.
Present.
Minor.
Here.
Schramm.
Here.
Weber.
Here.
Villanueva.
Present.
Mayor Moser.
Here.
City Manager Leon.
Here.
City Attorney Denherder.
Here.
All right, with that, I would ask for approval of the minutes of the regular meeting of May 9th, 2022.
So moved.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Anybody in the public? Seeing no movement, all in favor of approving the minutes of the May 9th meeting, say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. And anybody abstaining? Okay, bear with me. We have a couple proclamations to do tonight. The first one is a proclamation for General Aviation Appreciation Month, whereas General Aviation and Chan-Gurney Municipal Airport play a critical role in the lives of our citizens as well as in the operation of our businesses. And whereas the City of Yankton has a significant interest in the continued vitality of general aviation, aerospace, aircraft manufacturing, educational institutions, aviation organizations, public airports, and airport operations. And whereas Yankton has a full-service airport serving small and large aircraft, both private and corporate, and aviation businesses, Crop Dusters LLC, Roger Wilco Aviation Services, Hoffner Flying, and Dakota Aerials, and two general aviation support groups, Yankton Regional Aviation Association and Yankton Experimental Aircraft Chapter 1029, and serving 33 single-engine and one-jet-based aircraft and facilitates more than 7,700 general operations annually. And whereas general aviation contributes to the Yankton economy and medical care and boosts economic developments for Yankton and surrounding communities, and whereas according to the South Dakota State Aviation System Plan 2010 to 2030, general and commercial aviation at Chan-Gurney Municipal Airport supports nearly $4.6 million in business sales, including nearly $1 million in personal income and more than 40 jobs, of which agricultural spraying supports nearly $2.2 million in business sales, including over $328,000 in personal income and more than 10 jobs. And whereas general aviation is integral to the city's response to emergencies and natural disasters, as well as a key component to business at Chan-Gurney Municipal Airport, and whereas Yankton depends heavily on general aviation and Chan-Gurney Municipal Airport for the continued flow of commerce, tourists, and visitors to our city and state. Now, therefore, I, Stephanie Mosier, Mayor of Yankton, do hereby proclaim June 2022 in the city of Yankton as General Aviation Appreciation Month. Whew. Mike, are you going to come up and accept this?
By the fancy seal. Get closer. Perfect.
All right, I was planning on Mike to give me a speech here to move into our next one, but being he's camera shy, I guess. No. Well, thank you to all you do. I will, before I move on, just thanks to you and for everything you do out at the airport. I think we have a wonderful facility. I know Mr. Mingo has presented several times on projects that are being worked on, and Adam and his folks who are taking over and making sure we have just a wonderful facility. I hear a lot of great things about our airport, and that's in thanks to all the good work you do out there, so thank you. All right, our next one is on mental health wellness conference coming. So whereas June 8th and 9th, 2022 are the dates when Yankton Area Mental Wellness, Inc. will host its 24th annual Yankton Regional Mental Wellness Conference virtually from Yankton, South Dakota. And whereas the overall mission is caring for self, caring for community, and the 2022 conference theme is New Hope for a New World. And whereas the commitment to training and networking is evident in Yankton, a community that is extremely concerned about serving those in need, strives to educate students for future employment in healthcare and mental health, and represents a region rich in resources and professional expertise to educate others. And whereas Yankton Area Mental Wellness Incorporated and professionals from Yankton, from South Dakota, from the Midwest and beyond have joined forces to present a variety of sessions to educate conference participants with current information, available resources, a network of support, regional expertise, and professional credit. Now, therefore, I, Stephanie Mosier, Mayor of Yankton, do hereby proclaim June 8 and 9, 2022 as Yankton Area Mental Wellness Conference Days in Yankton, South Dakota, and call upon the residents of this great city to join me in supporting mental wellness awareness. So with that, we did already do the picture. I will bring the pack, but Nancy, if you want to step to the podium and fill us in a little bit about the conference and what you have planned.
We are very proud that we will be able to have an in-person conference this year. We're not going to have to go virtual as we did last year. Many of our professionals are required to get a number of continuing education credits, and we really like the opportunity to bring that to them so it's close to home, minimal travel. Yet we are having people that are driving, a great distance to get here because they're very pleased with what they've enjoyed here before, not only the quality of the education, but the Yankton hospitality. So thank you all for that. And we are open to educators, people in the mental health and counseling field. Mount Marty University is offering continuing education credit at the graduate level. So please, we still have some room available. We'd love to see you. Thank you.
Wonderful, Nancy. Thanks. Our thanks to you. We've seen even prior to COVID, but during COVID, mental wellness and mental health being so important, not only our community, but to the region. Oh boy. Hope that doesn't mean we're clearing the room. No, okay, I'm getting that, okay. But thanks to all of you who focus on such an important part of our community in working with those who need services, and we just really appreciate it. And I agree, I am a big proponent on professional development and always making sure we try to do what we can to stay on top of our traits. So thank you, and thanks to Commissioner Weber, because I know she does a lot for mental wellness and health in our community as well. So my thanks to all of you on behalf of the commission. All right, with that, we will go ahead and move on to the city manager's report. So I will turn it over to City Manager Leon.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor, members of the commission, staff, and public present. A few things for you before you move on to your business. Been asked through community development to remind the public that they are responsible for their mowing and weed control and to follow our mowing and weed control ordinances, and if not, you may get a friendly letter from Community Development Department. We offer education first, and then we offer enforcement second. So if you haven't been taking care of your landscaping, time to do that. We won't see you all for a while. The way the calendar works, we have a couple weeks here in between. Our next regular meeting is June 13th. Right now, we've tentatively set a budget meeting to begin at 5:30 that evening. We've set that already, but I'm just reminding you. So that'll be here so we can broadcast and record. We'll work until 7 o'clock on the budget. And then if you so choose, we can continue after your regular business meeting. We've also secured this room for Tuesday, June 14th, 5:30, same time, to continue on with your budget discussions if you don't complete that on that Monday. So mark your calendars there. It will be a few weeks before we see you again, but we will remind you, of course, before that date, prior to that date. If you do not have one or some of these on your car keys, please get ready because the Youth or Family Aquatic Center is opening on Saturday, the 28th, thanks to the good people in the Parks Department and all the hard work that they've done to get it ready for us. We are having a pass drive this week. You can buy your pass at the Huther Family Aquatic Center tomorrow from 11 to 5, Wednesday 3 to 7, or Thursday 9 to 1. So if you want to have fun at the Huther Family Aquatic Center this summer, please purchase a pass. If that presents a challenge for you or your family, please contact the Boys and Girls Club. We still do have a partnership with them for the Guppy grant for some folks that are that might be a little harder for them to do. So we'll see you at the Huther Family Aquatic Center. Also coming up is summer reading program. Library would like to remind us all that beginning June 1st, we have our Oceans of Possibilities summer reading program. So if you need to put one of these on your keys, library card, do so, but sign up for summer reading. There's a lot of fun adult programs as well. Tickets went on sale today for the cemetery walk. That's scheduled for the 8th of June, and you can continue to purchase those. That's a popular program that they partner with the Mead Cultural Center on. I would like to remind everybody what our mission is at the city as we get into summer. We aim to provide exemplary experiences, services, and spaces that create opportunities for everyone to learn, engage, and thrive. If you have questions for me, Mayor or Commissioners, I'm happy to answer them. Otherwise, I will let you get to very important business of honoring some firemen.
Does anybody on the commission have any questions for City Manager Leon? All right. Seeing none of those, as Amy already alluded to, tonight is a very special evening. I will share that I got a little choked up even during the media review on Friday because, as most of you know, I don't even know why I'm getting so choked up. I'm looking at you guys and you're all like, send them on. No, I'm just teasing. I am a member of the Yankton Fire Department Auxiliary, and so the fire department has been a family to my husband and I and our kids for years, and sometimes it's always hard. We're not saying goodbye, because obviously you're here. It was harder, I would think, when I had to do choppers, but they're like family, and so anytime even our family members move on through retirement, it's a big chunk of what we're missing. We're going to be celebrating 2 men tonight. Well, you're gonna, if you put up with the plaques, it's over 52 years of service, but that's just in our community, because I know Chief Kurtenbach had many years into the fire service before he even came to Yankton. So I won't give away his age, although he's retiring, so that might tell you something. I'm going to guess it's probably closer to 65 or 70 years, maybe, by the time we add in all the years that Thomas put in as well. So, Steve, we're going to start with you. Oh boy, I have to read what they put on the plaque. I don't get to read what I wanted to say. So consider yourself lucky. You're probably nervous. They gave me the microphone to do this, but don't worry, I'll keep it clean and classy. All right. Whereas Steve Frick began his firefighting career with the city of Yankton on February 17th, 1986, before I graduated from high school. And whereas Steve retired on April 15, 2022, after having served the city of Yankton for 36 years, and whereas Steve has exemplified our values of honesty, integrity, and teamwork, and maintained a steadfast commitment to serving the Yankton community, now, therefore, be it proclaimed that I, Stephanie Mosier, Mayor of the City of Yankton, South Dakota, and my fellow members of the Yankton City Commission and City Manager Amy Leon do hereby express our gratitude to Steve Oiney Frick for the loyal and faithful service he gave to the City of Yankton by means of this proclamation dated May 23rd, 2022. Please come forward.
Like I say, I got a few things to say.
Let me just see it first.
Under the frick, now that's what to say. Just got 2 seconds. First one when I got on is 36 years ago. I think we had 28 members at that time, 1 fire station, 6 trucks, I believe. Now we're 3 stations, 11 or 12 trucks.
Thank you.
And, 1973. My dad was a fireman for 30-plus years, I believe, and now myself and 3 of my brothers have been on for 30-some years. Still got 2 of them on, plus I've got my son and nephew on, so I think we're going to shoot for 100 years of Fricks, so they got a ways to go yet, but so I appreciate everything they did for us. So the city's been good, and the county, about supplying us with the equipment we need. So we've got good equipment and a good fire department. So, all right, thank you.
Great. Thanks again. You bring up a good point, Steve. Thanks to the entire Frick family. It's a calling, and it's one that your entire family for generations have answered, and it's all because of great leadership and you sharing how important it is that it carries on to the next generation. So thank you for that. All right, Chief. Whereas Thomas Kurtenbach began his firefighting career with the City of Yankton on April 30th, 2005, and whereas Thomas retired on January 14th, 2022, after having served the City of Yankton for 16 years, and whereas Thomas has contributed valuable time and attention to all affairs and interests of the fire department by serving as fire chief, and whereas Thomas has been an excellent leader for the volunteers and has dedicated himself to providing them with the knowledge and the direction necessary to maintain exemplary service in the City of Yankton, now therefore be it proclaimed that I, Stephanie Mosier, Mayor of Yankton, South Dakota, and my fellow members of the Yankton City Commission and City Manager Amy Leone do hereby express our gratitude to Thomas Kurtenbach for the loyal and faithful service he gave to the City of Yankton by means of this proclamation dated May 23rd, 2022. Come on up, Tom.
Hey, this is extremely newsworthy. You get this many firefighters all dressed up. Pardon me?
Well, I didn't really prepare anything, but I got to speak to these guys one other time. But just like Oni said, we've got just an excellent crew, and we have over the years. I want to thank, obviously, my family. They've been the ones to give up things over the years as I've been able to do the job. It's been, you get up and you have to get up from birthday parties and go out in the middle of the night or miss out on boating. And so they've given up a lot, so I want to thank them. To all the guys that have served under it, you guys got a heck of a crew, just like Orny said. They will serve and do anything that their leadership asks. And a lot of times they've got better ideas than we do. So I want to thank them. serving with Larry. I do want to point out serving with Larry has been awesome. He's really made it easy for a guy coming in with a young family to be able to raise a family. And anytime I asked him to take call for me, he was there, and I was able to go to basketball games and things like that. So I really want to point out and thank Larry for that. The guys have been great. The commission's been great. You give the fire department pretty much anything we ask for. They've got some of the best equipment in the state. We've got the voters voted in for a fire station without, on the first pass. That doesn't happen very often in Yankton, and hopefully we kind of set a trend with that. So we've done a lot of things over the last 16 years. You're going to have a guy that I think is going to come in and do a heck of a job for you. One of the things that I've said about retiring and about the new guy coming in is, first of all, I hope I left it better than what I got it. So hopefully the fire department's better than when I came in. And when you hire a new chief, hopefully you hire somebody that's better than what you were when you leave. So, because that's what you want for the department. I think you're going to get that in Tim. And you guys, thank you, and I'll see you around. I'm around. So thank you very much.
I know I've said it a lot of times before, it is truly a family that serves in the fire department. And I look back and I see Nick and Adam, and I'm like, holy cow, they were like this high. And this wide probably when we started. And so I appreciate you and Darcy and the boys for all that you gave to move here to come to Yankton, and for your dedicated service all those years. I agree. I think the department is much better because you had a hand in it, and I appreciate your support. Now, I'm not letting everybody out of here that easy. As you know, we have 2 commissioners also along with myself who are on the fire department, as well as many family members in the back. So if you thought you were coming in the back and didn't have to get in a picture, I want a group picture with Oini and Chief and everybody that came here to support them. So indulge me. We'll go against this wall if we have to put some chairs or whatever in front. So we are going to take just a small recess to do that, because I know you all are getting ready to get out of here, so I won't keep any longer than that. Thank you.
Hang on. Is this on? Is this still on? Is this on? That's okay.
Oh, no, I got to hear this.
It's all good.
Nope. I'm going to let you read it. Oh, no. Nope. I understand Interim Chief Mosier has just a small speech. So I will ask you to move the podium back, because I realized I did that. Hey, if I get him writing anything and giving a speech, I got to hear this myself. So I'll turn that over, and as soon as he's done, again, on behalf of the commission, thank you again, Steve and Chief Kurtenbach, for all your years of service. I will turn it over, Interim Chief Mosier.
All right, let's see what I have here. Steve Frick. Well, and a lot of this has already been said tonight, so you're okay there. Steve comes from a long history in the Yankton Fire Department. During his time on the department, he has continued the family tradition of providing exemplary service to the Yankton community. We're excited that Steve, too, has passed on the Frick legacy, as his son Tyler just recently joined the department. One of the ongoing jokes in the department was that Steve was the volunteer therapist counselor. Now, maybe, just maybe, some of the advice wasn't all that great. But as the saying goes, you get what you pay for. Truth be told, he is the type of person that you can have a conversation with on any subject, fire department related or not. Such a personable individual, an all-around great firefighter, and a better human being. Thank you, Steve, for the many years you selflessly gave to the department and the community. Chief Kurtenbach. Tom came to the Yankton 16 years ago to fill our vacancy as fire chief and did just that. Back then, we knew that Tom was the perfect piece to complete the YFD puzzle. His knowledge of the fire ground operation and administrative process made him a great addition to our department. His transition to the position was flawless, or at least he made it seem that way. As many know, the fire chief is tasked with managing both paid staff and volunteers, which can be very challenging at times. Tom was able to do that in a professional yet compassionate manner, always honest, fair, and unbiased. Thank you, Tom, for your leadership, your positive direction, and your unwavering desire to constantly improve the Yankton Fire Department. To both of you, just know that your dedication and commitment to the Yankton Fire Department doesn't go unnoticed, and that your years of service have left the department in a better place, and that you both leave big voids that will be difficult to fill. And one final note, I think it would be unfitting if we left here tonight without recognizing the families of Tom and Steve. Thank you, Darcy, Nick and Adam, Linda, Jackie, Tyler, and Rachel, for allowing Tom and Steve to serve the community of Yankton, and for understanding that the time they gave up with family benefited the community as a whole, and know that we truly appreciate your sacrifice. Thank you. Now we can go. Out of here.
Thank you.
All right, later.
See you guys. Thank you.
All right, we'll let them clear the room. Chief Foot is now sad. He's the only one in the room in uniform, so.
Al tried to cut his budget earlier.
And then Al tried to cut his budget. All right. Back to our agenda item, and thank you all for indulging us in allowing us to take that picture and recognize those two fine men and everything they've given to our community. Moving on to the consent agenda. Number one is to establish June 13th, 2022 as the date for a public hearing on the request for a special malt beverage on-sale retailer's license, a special on-sale wine retailer's license for one day, June 12th, 2022 from the Yankton Area Arts, Julie Amsbury, Executive Director for Riverside Park. Number two is to establish June 13th, 2022 as the date for a public hearing on the request for a special events malt beverage on-sale retailer's license and a special on-sale wine retailer's license for one day, July 23rd, 2022 from the Center, Chris Thury, Executive Director, which is at 900 Whiting Drive. Number three under the consent agenda is to establish June 13th, 2022 as the date for a public hearing on the request for a special events malt beverage on sale retailer's license and a special on sale wine retailer's license for one day, July 8th, 2022 from the Center. Chris Thury, Executive Director, 900 Whiting Drive. Number four is to establish June 13th, 2022 as the date for a public hearing on the request for a special events on-sale liquor license for July 16th, 2022 from Stripes, Inc., doing business as Mojo's 3rd Street, Jeff Dayhoff owner, which is located at 106 East 3rd Street, Meridian Venue. Number five is to establish June 13th, 2022 as the date for a public hearing on the request for a special events on-sale liquor license for 4 days, July 7th, 14th, 21, and 28, 2022 from Ben's Brewing Company, Ben Hanton owner. That is at 222 West 3rd Street, music at the Meridian parking lot and green space, which is the west side of the Meridian Bridge and the enclosed area of Levy Street. What is your pleasure?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on the consent agenda. Any discussion? Anybody in the public?
Don't have much of us left.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. And anybody abstaining? Consent agenda passes. Under old business, number 1, consideration of memorandum 22-91 regarding the transfer of ownership of a retail on off-sale wine and cider for January 1, 2022 to December 31st, 2022 from TST Inc., doing business as Finney's Pub and Casino, John Tuttle, President, to Finney's LLC, doing business as Finney's Pub and Casino, Deb Palmer, President, and that is located at 2101 Broadway. What is your pleasure?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any commission discussion? Anybody in the public? Roll call.
Brunig. Aye. Johnson.
Aye.
Mybom.
Aye.
Minor.
Aye.
Schramm.
Aye.
Weber.
Aye.
Villanueva. Aye. Benson.
Aye.
Mayor Mosher.
Aye. Motion carries. Number 2 under old business is consideration of memorandum 22-92 regarding the transfer of ownership of a retail on off-sale malt beverage and South Dakota farm wine for July 1st, 2022 to June 30, 2023 from TST Inc., doing business as Finney's Pub and Casino, John Tuttle, President, to Finney's LLC, doing business as Finney's Pub and Casino, Deb Palmer, President, again at 2101 Broadway. What is your pleasure?
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion from the commission? Anybody in the public? Roll call.
Johnson.
Aye.
Mybom.
Aye.
Minor.
Aye.
Schramm.
Aye.
Weber.
Aye.
Villanueva.
Aye.
Benson.
Aye.
Brunig.
Aye.
Mayor Mosher.
Aye, motion carries. Number 3 under old business is consideration of memorandum 22-90 regarding the request for a special events retail on-sale liquor license for one day, June 4th, 2022 from Stripes Inc., doing business as Mojo's 3rd Street, 106 East 3rd Street, here in Yankton at the Meridian venue at 101 East 3rd Street. What is your pleasure?
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any commission discussion? Anybody in the public? Roll call.
Mybom.
Aye.
Minor.
Aye.
Schramm.
Aye.
Weber.
Aye.
Villanueva.
Aye.
Benson.
Aye.
Brunig.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Mayor Mosher.
Aye, motion carries. Moving on to new business. Item number 1 is an introduction and first reading on consideration of memorandum 22-93, an introduction first reading to establish June 13th as a date for the public hearing to consider ordinance 1062, a rezoning from an A1 agricultural to a B3 central business. Classification there, I'm reading along. Said track is bounded on the west by Broadway Avenue and running southeast for a distance of about 300 feet. That address is 305 Riverside Drive here in Yankton. For those who need to know what that address is, that is the old water plant. Can I get an introduction?
Introduce.
Thank you. Number 2 is consideration of memorandum 22-94 regarding resolution 22-23, a conditional use permit for an addition to a self-storage facility in a B1 local business district. Very long, lengthy description there, but basically the address is 1501 West City Limits Road. Affordable Self-Storage is the owner, and this is to expand and complete a planned build-out. What is your pleasure?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any commission discussion? Anybody in the public? Roll call.
Minor.
Aye.
Schramm.
Aye.
Weber.
Aye.
Villanueva.
Aye.
Benson.
Aye.
Brunig.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Mybom.
Aye.
Mayor Mosher.
Aye, motion carries. Number 3 is consideration of memorandum 22-95, recommending approval of the mayor's appointments to various city advisory boards and commissions. What is your pleasure?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Anybody in the public? Roll call.
Schramm.
Aye.
Weber.
Aye.
Villanueva.
Aye.
Benson.
Aye.
Brunig.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Mybom.
Aye.
Minor.
Aye.
Mayor Mosher.
Aye, motion carries, and my thanks to those individuals who have stepped forward to agree to serve on the various city boards and commissions that we have in the open positions that we have. Moving on is consideration of memorandum 22-101, which is an introduction and first reading, and establishing June 13th as the date for a public hearing to consider ordinance 1063, an ordinance creating a framework for the relocation of licensed medical marijuana establishments. Can I get an introduction?
Introduced.
It has been introduced. All right, with that, we would move on to other business. We do not have other business in front of the City Commission tonight, so with that, I would ask for a motion to adjourn into executive session to discuss contractual litigation and personnel matters under SDCL 1-25-2.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Anybody abstaining? All right. We are adjourned. Thank you.